All right, so this one is going to be an interesting video. We're going to be talking about MLMs, and for those who don't know what an MLM is, we're going to get into that a little bit more. So are they good? Can you join a good MLM, or are they all a pyramid scheme? Let's talk about it. All right, so this video is going to be a little controversial because I'm going to be talking to you about MLMs. And this video is for those who don't really know what MLMs are. And I'm going to talk to you about what it is, how they function, that kind of thing. Then I'm going to talk to you about is it a good thing for you to invest in? Is it really as scary as some people say, or can it actually make you some really good money like other people say? There's always two sides of the coin, and it's kind of like how Dr. Phil always says, no matter how flat you make a pancake, there's two sides. So I'm going to talk to you about both sides. Coming from someone who has done MLMs in the past, I haven't done MLMs in a while, but I want to talk to you about my experiences and all that good stuff. So yeah, as you can see here on this this graphic, I have two triangles, or pyramids, I guess we could call them. One of them is called the job pyramid, and the other one's called the MLM period. And as we can see here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my mouse as I comb over this graphic. I find this kind of humorous, but this is how I always thought. And this is the pyramid that a lot of people are stuck, that they're kind of in a way brainwashed into believing that this is the only legitimate way to actually make money. And so when they're introduced to an MLM, they feel like, wait a minute, MLMs are not a legitimate way to make money. The only legitimate way to make money is by having a traditional job. And so if you look at them, you see that both of them are pyramids. It's just that they're structured a little differently. And just so I can get right into it, for those who don't know, MLM stands for multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing. We'll get more into how that functions in a little bit, but for the newbies out there, I just wanted to let you know what an MLM is. So, multi-level marketing. All right, so in the job, let's take a look at this pyramid real quick, and then we'll just compare it to the MLM one. At the bottom, with this dark green shaded area, you have the workers that are making these standard wages. These are the average 9-to-5ers, right? These are the people that enter into any job, any business in the United States, and just they trade in their time for money. They get a paycheck every couple of weeks, or once a month, or maybe sometimes once a week, just depends. But they're trading their time for money, and they're kind of stuck there. They'll get a raise maybe once a year or once every 2 years. The raise is just a few cents, few pennies, and they have a set amount of hours that they can take off, per year, and they have, they get some benefits, maybe some health and dental, 401k, that kind of stuff. But they can only take like 1 or 2 weeks of vacation time, and then they have 2 weeks of sick time or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of how this is for the workers. The second tier above that are the managers and the specialists. Now, they make significantly more money than the average workers who make standard wages. The managers and specialists, these are the ones that they have quite a bit of experience under their belts, most likely from being in the workers category for several years, from company to company, bouncing around, getting that experience under their belt. And so when a manager or specialist position opens, usually is not as rare. I mean, it's not as common as a job opening from the workers section. It's a little bit more rare to see a manager or specialist position open. Therefore, it's a higher competition. It's highly competitive for you to actually get into the manager or specialist position. You have to compete against several people who are wanting that same job. But for the lucky few who get it, they do get into the good earnings. Now, sitting at the top of the pyramid, the one noted in this yellow shaded section, we have the boss or the owner. And as you can see here, their earnings is great compared to the manager and specialist, and of course the workers. The boss or the owner is the one at the top, and they're obviously making the most money. But the one thing that you need to realize when it comes to identifying a pyramid is the fact that one benefits off of the work from another who is underneath them. So as you can look at, if you were to open your eyes and look at any company in the US or maybe the world, you know that there is a boss in every single company. That doesn't make it wrong. That doesn't make it bad. That doesn't make it immoral. There is a boss or an owner, a CEO, a president, what have you. There is one of those in every single company, every single business in the world, right? And this boss or this owner will hire people underneath him at different levels, different layers, to handle different responsibilities. And, obviously, depending on the title of the people underneath him, they get, there's a difference in pay. So obviously the managers will get higher pay than the workers. But regardless, the workers and the managers and specialists all are benefiting the boss or the owner. So, the boss or the owner may not have to do as much work, or at the very least doesn't have to do the crazy tasks that are given, or the mundane tasks, the unique tasks that are given to the manager or specialist, or the mundane everyday grunt work tasks that the workers have to do, right? Bosses don't have to do that. Now, there's many bosses who are busy. There's many bosses who crawl into the trenches with their workers, right? However, that doesn't change the fact that the structure is still the same. The boss is benefiting from the work of those underneath him, or underneath her. That's just how it works. Now, we look at this and, it's a little shocking because it's similar in shape and form to the MLM. However, we never identify a job pyramid as something that's scammy, suspect, illegal, trifling, that kind of stuff. No one ever thinks that. But let me ask you a question. Why? Why does no one ever think that? Do I think that? Do I think that the pyramid for, a job is considered a scam or, whatever? Honestly, no. No, I don't. Let me tell you why. If I am wanting to create a business and I want my business to, let's say, in a year's time, hit $1 million, I can do it all by myself, but I'm only one person. And to start a business, there's many elements that have to go into it. And my time is valuable. I may not even know how to do some of the things that it takes to create a business. Let's pretend I'm not a web developer, which I am, but let's pretend that I'm not. I know that I need a website to represent my business, but I'm not a web developer. So I'm going to hire a web developer. Maybe I'm not too techie, so I don't understand how social media works. So I'm going to need someone to run my social media for me, right? Maybe I don't know how to design logos that I could slap onto my products that I create, but I'm not a graphic designer. So I'm going to hire someone who's a graphic designer. Now, I could go to Fiverr, I could go to Upwork, but regardless, even so, those freelancers are people who I am benefiting from. And even in that way, they are underneath me in this triangle. But if I need people on an ongoing basis, I'd rather just hire in-house. That's a term saying that these are people that you intend to have work with you on a regular basis, on a recurring pay, right? So if I hire people for in-house to work with me in-house, then not only are they being paid consistently, as opposed to being paid one time like on Fiverr or Upwork, they're being paid consistently. They have to adapt to my brand, understand my branding. They have to follow into this work culture that I'll provide. They're essentially staff. They're workers, they're managers, depending on what I need done. So there's a lot of things that it takes to make and run a business. I can't do it all. And I don't have the knowledge to do all the things that it takes to run a business. All I know is that I can take something and make it grow. I can manage it into a successful business, right? And it's my child in a sense. It's my baby. It's my project. It's my business. So I'm going to outsource all the things that I don't want to do or I don't know how to do to other people. And in that way, they are underneath me because I am the one benefiting from their work. That doesn't mean I'm better than them. It just simply means that they are underneath me because I'm the one at the top benefiting from the people's work that I've outsourced the work into. Does that make sense? So in that way, if you look at the job pyramid, this is not a scam, period, at all. Every business is like that. Now, let's compare that to the MLM pyramid, shall we? This here is from, it says the source is from MLM-scam.info based on MLM income disclosure statements. So I think I know the position that this graphic is originally meant. We'll get into my experiences with MLMs and is it ethical or not. We'll get into all that later, but let's just analyze the pyramid here. So, pyramid, same shape. You see that it's color-coded quite differently. Here is the bottom of the... my jaw is kind of locking up a little bit. This here is the bottom of the pyramid, and it's in red. It says here, for those who aren't looking, 95% lose money or work for peanuts. Okay, we'll discuss that in a minute. The level right above that is the same green as the workers here under the job pyramid, but the second tier on the MLM triangle or pyramid says 4% are doing okay. And then above them is a sky blue tier that says 0.4% rich. And then the pyramid on the tier on top of that is the top of the pyramid that says 0.1% ultra rich. So, same shape, but let's analyze this a little more. In a very similar way, you kind of have the same concept. You have someone at the top who is benefiting from all of the tiers below them. Now, the way that an MLM works, for those who don't know, for those who have never experienced it before, an MLM or a multi-level marketing company, a business, is a business where someone says, hey, if you do this and bring a sale, I will give you a percentage of it, right? So at first glance, it sounds like an affiliate marketing structure, doesn't it? Because if somebody brings me a sale, I'll give that somebody a percentage of that sale. That's an affiliate sale. Where MLMs differ is that they take that concept, they take that idea, and they add layers underneath it. So let's say for instance, you bring me a sale, and I give you, 40%, let's say 50% of that sale. Okay? Now, in MLM, you would then go find someone else to join underneath you and bring you a sale, right? And then that sale would still go up to me, and I would give you the 50%, and then you would give the person below you, let's say 30%, and then it continues. Then the person after them, the person after them, the person after them. Now that's one way of doing it. You bring a sale. Some people in some MLM structures, actually in a lot of MLM structures, let's just throw this out there. In a lot of MLM structures, it's not so much the sale of any particular product. It's usually you join the business, and that's the sale, right? So if you give me $50, I'll give you $25. And if you bring me someone else who's underneath you, I'll still get paid from that, and I'll give you a commission for it. And if that person brings someone to join the team, then they get a portion of a commission, and so on and so forth. There's a never ending, I'm sure there are at some point, but there's usually a never ending structure from the top down of people joining underneath someone else. So I mentioned two ways. One is that, there's a product, and so whoever refers that product, they get a sale. And then underneath them, if someone refers a product, they get a sale, a portion of that sale, and then a portion, and it keeps going. The other way is, like I mentioned, there's really no real product. It's just the fact that you're joining, and when you join, someone else joins, someone else joins, someone else joins. It costs money to join. So like the joining fee is like $25, $50, $100, so on and so forth. So that's essentially how it works, those two ways. Now, according to this is a little misleading, because all it's saying is, and I could tell right away that it's very biased. Now, I don't necessarily disagree, but we'll get into that in a moment. I don't necessarily disagree with what it's saying. I'm just letting you know that I could tell right away that this is biased. 95% lose money. In fact, I could tell the credibility of someone when they can't even spell words right. When the grammar's off, it's like, okay, I don't care if this is MLMscam.info. This doesn't make it credible, first of all. Second of all, they're not even spelling words right. So 95% LOSE, not LOOSE. So 95% loose money or work for peanuts. This doesn't give me much information, because this isn't what an MLM is. An MLM is someone joins underneath someone else, and someone joins underneath them, someone joins underneath them. So I guess what this is saying is that all of those people joining up underneath are within this category. They're within the 95% losing money, right? So all of these tiers, all of these layers, it's not showing you that here. It's just a solid red color saying 95%. So it's basically saying the majority of the business where people are joining underneath someone else, all of those people are essentially losing money. But that doesn't really make much sense, because if someone joins underneath me, I'm getting some money from it. And if someone joins underneath them, they're getting some money from it. And then usually within MLMs, they have upsells, upgrades. So, if you join underneath me, and, I get a portion of that sale from you joining, and then there's an upsell, and you take advantage of the upsell, well, I just made more money, and therefore I've made more money than the amount it takes for me to maintain my membership month to month. You see what I'm saying? I'm actually in profit. And the more I do that, the more money I earn. So I've been in MLMs before, and I didn't lose money. I actually gained money. I guess you could say I was in the 4%, but I've been exposed to MLMs for several years, and I know that there's people that have made money besides myself. I'm not someone special. People make money, but there's also a lot of people who lose money, and I'll explain why in a minute. Now, 0.4% rich, 0.1% ultra rich. Yeah, I do have to agree with that. I have to agree with, the ones at the top are obviously the ones that are able to take these vacations in the most luxurious places and drive the best looking cars and, have the best looking women for those that are men or whatever. I get that. I definitely agree that that's how it works with MLMs. However, that can also be the same for business owners. Business owners who want to raise their business to 1 million a year, 2 million a year, and they have certain goals and they continue to grow their business. They're obviously, and they're benefiting from the people underneath them, they're obviously going to be earning a lot of money, and they'll be, over time, sometimes sooner, they'll be able to, take those same flashy vacations. So does the ability of having a lavish lifestyle make you a scam artist? Does it make you immoral? Are you immoral for being rich? Are you immoral for being able to enjoy life? Or is the concern that you're immoral from benefiting off the work of other people? Which one is it? With that in mind, let me then ask this question. Are either one of these pyramids immoral? I'll tell you this. Way more people are offended by this pyramid than this pyramid. And I can understand, but I don't agree with it. I feel that if you're offended with one pyramid, you should be offended by both. For the mere fact that, it's based on what you want to do. If you want to be someone at the top, then strategize yourself to allow yourself to be positioned to be at the top. Don't strategize to be in the worker category of this job pyramid, unless it's meant to be only temporary. If it's meant to be only temporary, have a strategy where you can then launch your own business, or climb up the corporate ladder, which takes a lot longer. And whenever the boss or owner retires, maybe after 30 years, you could finally be the boss or owner. But most people don't want to wait that long. And most people won't even stay in the same company for more than 2 years. Check your stats. Most people in this day and age, in this generation, they won't stay. The average worker, the average employee will not stay with a business longer than 2 years. So they never get a chance to grow into the manager or specialist position unless they have a culmination of experience and then they manage to apply to one and by luck, able to get it. So obviously this section here in the job pyramid is more attainable, but clearly it's not as attainable as the one in the boss or owner category. This one is extremely hard. It's way more competitive to get into unless you start your own business. And if you start your own business, you will get to the position where you're at the top and you will have to outsource. You can't do it all yourself. You will have to outsource, and you will benefit from those underneath you. And, you'll be, hopefully, if your business is successful, you'll be at the point where whether you want to or not, you have the option of being able to afford those lavish style vacations, homes, etc. So, having money is not the problem. Is benefiting from the work of others the problem? People tend to see that and say that with the MLM pyramid, but not with the job pyramid. In the job pyramid, the difference here between the job pyramid and the MLM is that the job pyramid, you're not losing money. And that's kind of a stretch. You're not losing money because you work, you get paid, right? But you are set to a certain amount of money, it is essentially you're losing time. You've lost time, and that's an incredible commodity. So, you could use your time to elevate yourself to the boss role, or you could stay stuck, stagnant, and complacent in the worker category and just watch time fly by, and that could be tons of money that you just thrown out the window. So in a certain way, it's kind of similar, but I get it though. You're not losing money out of pocket by being a worker. It doesn't cost money to have a job, in a sense. You're not paying money up front to have a job. You are paying when you take advantage of benefits like 401k and all that stuff, but it comes back to, you get it. It's taken out of your check. It's taken out of your paycheck, but you still, yeah. All right, so with the MLM structure, the idea behind it, or at least what this is saying, is that, you're losing money. Now, there's always going to be someone at the bottom, someone who's brand new. There's always going to be someone at the bottom of this particular pyramid who, until they themselves hire people, yeah, they will be losing money. Because if you join up and it costs money to join up, you'll lose money if you don't sign anyone underneath you. It's a never-ending structure. So where I have an issue with the MLM, and this is why I'm telling you, like, I'm not doing MLMs anymore. I haven't done it for a few years. I don't think there's a right way to do it, but many businesses do it the wrong way. And when they do it the wrong way, I consider it immoral. And the way they do it the wrong way is when the focus is on recruitment. If the focus is on recruitment, then there's really no reason to join it. If that's all that is focused on, there's no reason to join it other than the fact that you just have to dupe people out of giving you money every single month, right? But if there is substance, if there is an actual product, if there is something that you get from it, then the focus is on the material. The focus is on a product. The focus is on something that you can benefit from. Then there may be others who may be interested in benefiting from it as well, obtaining that product. And then it's no longer immoral or in fact illegal because there is an actual product. Now, I say this, and there's some people who will disagree because I will say this: there is a lot of gray area when it comes to MLMs. You are right to be suspicious and cautious when someone approaches you with an MLM. You're right about it. You are right to be cautious about, when someone approaches you, because there are a lot of MLMs, and I've had connections with some of the MLM owners at the very top of the pyramids, these people up here. And some of them really, really rubbed me the wrong way. I've seen it word for word when they were blasting people underneath them who they considered to be embarrassing to them. And I've seen them just not show any form of respect. And they have God complexes, thinking that they're high and mighty and above other people, and it is disheartening. And I would never join a business from these particular people. However, there are some people who are honest, who are humble, in this top category that I know as well. And you could tell they care about the people. They over-deliver on their promises, and they have an interest to see people below them succeed. And some of those are MLMs. But they have actual products. Actual products. Who here thinks that Mary Kay is a scam? Mary Kay is an MLM. Who here thinks that there's several other MLMs out there, but Mary Kay is the only one that comes to mind? There's Dove chocolates. There's that has an MLM structure. There's several others. So an MLM is not bad, but people can operate an MLM in a bad way. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who just care about sitting at the top of the pyramid, and they don't really care for the people that they are benefiting from. So if you're in a bad MLM, of course you're going to be losing money. But there are some that, if you're smart, if you're wise, and if you join them properly, and if you know that they have actual products that you can benefit from, it's not wrong to be in an MLM. In the marketing space and the online marketing space, MLMs have definitely gotten a bad rap. They absolutely have gotten a bad rap. I've been in a few. I have succeeded with just about every single one that I've been a part of. There's two that I wasn't, and I just didn't. is because I did not like the structure. Actually, no, it was more than 2. There was another one. Yeah. But you know what? I try things out, and if I find that there's something sketchy about it and whatever, then I don't recommend it to anyone. I don't even talk about it. So yeah, I've been a part of some bad MLMs, and I've been a part of some good ones. I've made money with good ones. I've made money with bad ones, and I've grown and learned over the years. So you just have to know the difference between a good one and a bad one. One that actually has products that, you know, they want to help you succeed. And then there's bad ones who all it's about is the recruitment process. It's essentially it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme in a similar way. It's essentially just dumping money all together and saying that you're going to make lots of money back. But that's never the case. All it is just give me some money and then upsell on some money and then do the same thing with someone else and just keep that momentum going. And it's all about the exchange of money. If that's the only thing that's coming out of it, you're in the wrong one. I don't care what it is. You're in the wrong one. If it's a company that has legitimate, products of value, products, services that are of legitimate and serious value, then you could pretty much count on it being legit. There's still, again, some gray area. It just depends on the particulars. But that's why you need to do your research. You need to make sure that you are looking intensively, and that you look up reviews. Even if it's a friend of yours, a close friend that brought you to the MLM, they could be being duped as well. So make sure you're looking at reviews. Make sure, and there's also, let me just say this, you're going to find some biased reviews as well. That's where this comes into play. I don't know how else to say it. You just have to do your research, feel for it, know it inside and out before you say yes. If you have any concerns, if you have a sensation in the pit of your stomach where you feel like, basically trust your instincts. I mean, I can't say go or not go for something, but I've laid out the premise. And I feel like, as long as you are smart about it, you can absolutely join and benefit from an ethical, honest MLM company. But if the thing that puts you off is the fact that an MLM is like a triangle or a pyramid, I know the word pyramid scheme is scary, but we could say that the job here is also a pyramid scheme. Kind of does the same thing. You got someone at the top benefiting from the work that you're doing. In the MLM pyramid, it's the same thing. You got someone at the top benefiting from the work that you're doing. Obviously, it's different, but the structure is the same. So, be smart about it and do your own due diligence. Am I recommending MLMs? No. Am I saying that they're bad? No. Some are bad, of course. Others are good. Be smart. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up to let the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the content that I'm posting on this channel. And also, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell notification to be updated on future videos. And last but not least, if you want to know how I'm able to make an income using affiliate marketing, click the link in the description box below, and I'll be able to help you set it up and get yourself going. And you got access to me anytime you want. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. It's your boy Jason. Much love, God bless, and as always, you know how it is. Peace.
I should make money for free. Yeah, that's how money works. Money for free. If I ain't got a boss, then it's not a legal way to make money. You gotta know that's true, right? You gotta have a boss for you. Okay. The only way to make money is by spending a crazy amount of time. If I'm not like slave or nothing like that, okay. But Okay, here we go. Nobody makes money from home. This COVID thing is just a fluke. We're gonna be in office again, and if you seriously want to help me, you should like just give me money. You know, I mean that's how you can show me.